Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It is your favorite video of the week. It's Say Less Footy Tip time. Now, just recapping, our tip of the week last week was Warriors to win and DWZ to get a try. He actually scored two. Hope you got your money on. Stick around to the end of the video. Got another tip of the week for you guys. Gonna quickly go through all the games and give you my tips. And we'll do a little recap at the end and go through all the tips just real quick. And we'll do our tip of the week. And hopefully you put a few bucks on it and it gets up again. Pretty confident. Anyway, let's get straight into it now. The Tigers are back. First game of the round. This is 3 weeks in a row. Fantastic. It's not really helping the Tigers, but hey, here we go. 16th versus 17th. Dragons versus Tigers. Now, I'm guessing, look, it's kind of everyone's saying whoever loses this gets a wooden spoon. I still think the Tigers are going to get it. What a great week to play the Dragons with heaps of their big stars coming back in. Hunt, Bird, Tyrell Sloan back in. Will Smith has been dropped. Absolutely ridiculous now. He's missed a fair few tackles in the last two games, understandably, but he's passing, the shape he creates. He's he's had some decent kick meters, even though Brandon Wakeham's doing all the kicking. They're bringing Dane Laurie back in. Look, we got absolutely pumped when Dane Laurie played as 5'8". I don't understand it, but I mean, maybe there's sort of they're trying to put him in the shop window to get some money for Dane Laurie. I'm not really sure. Maybe the Tigers are so bad at contracts they have to put in that players haven't played a certain amount of games. Who knows? But in any case, it's going to be a tough one for the Tigers at the Dragons' home ground with Benny Hunt coming back in like an absolute freshen up. So you've had a bye and you had a week off beforehand. Jack Bird being one of the Dragons' best back in as well, and obviously Tyrell Sloan in for the Tigers. Noffa's back on the wing. Kapoa had a bit of a bad game last week. That's understandable. Talon De Silva back onto the bench. Jake Simpkins been completely dropped. And Azatasi James comes in. Poles has been put back to the extended reserves. He's been solid all year, but when you got forwards like Sean Bloor and Alex Twell coming on and absolutely killing it, yeah, I mean, maybe a week off would do Pole good, but dead set he has been one of the Tigers' best all year. Look, I'm not confident. I'm obviously going to tip the Tigers, especially against the Dragons. We beat them in Magic Round. We did have Brooksy back then. Um, it was an exciting match. Oh, I think this is going to be an absolutely big score. If you're following the overs line, I'd definitely take overs because the defense in this will be absolutely deplorable. Yeah, coin flip, but yeah, go the Tigers. Let's move on. Friday night, Warriors versus Raiders. Now this is an absolutely fantastic game. Fourth versus fifth over in Auckland. Um, just both teams looking stacked. Just some absolute just head-to-head battles through the fullbacks, the halves, the front row. Adam Fanua-Blake, Josh Papali'i. That's an absolutely fantastic one. Up against Bunty Afoa and Joe Tapine, whatever his name is. Wade Egan, the most underrated man in the NRL, up against Zach Wolford, very, very strong young player. Jackson Ford against Hudson Young. Wow. Murata Niokore, Elliot Whitehead, Harris, Horsburgh. Wow. The matchups just keep on coming. I did look at the interchange and the extended bench now. Josh Curran probably was one of the best players for the Warriors last week, and he's got an extended bench for Freddie Lussick coming on interchange. I mean, look, I understand it's good cover for Wade Egan, but in saying that, probably Dylan Walker could probably jump in and playing hooker if need be. I don't know. I just think that Joshy Curran played absolutely fantastic last week, and he's a bit bit tough to lose his spot. Now, also on the extended reserves bench. Now, this is for the Raiders. Ethan Strange. I believe he played in the under 19s Origin and absolutely played the house down. 18-year-old, I doubt he'll get a run, but he's just keep an eye out for this kid coming through. He's tipped for some very, very big things. Uh, Jared Croker just keeps on going. Love it. Jack White and Jamal Fogarty, like, oh, I'm tipping the Warriors because I'm just loving what the Warriors are doing. Back in Auckland as well. That's going to help. Yeah, SJ, all day, SJ. Right, let's move along. Move along. Friday night, second game. Rabbits versus Broncos. Holy dooly. I've never seen more ins. There's like 10 players coming in and all absolute superstars for the Rabbitohs. Like Latrell is back. That's the big one. Cam Murray's back. Campbell Graham's back. Cody Walker's back. Damien Cook's back. I could just keep going on and on and on. So 10 players in for the Rabbits, four ins for the Broncos, three pretty huge ones in Carrigan, Haas, and Walsh. This is going to be an absolutely cracking game. Friday night footy. Oh, the Bunnies at home. Wow. So what I'm thinking here is obviously the Broncos played well last week. Latrell's probably lacking a bit of match fitness. A lot of the stars for the Rabbits sort of come back in after missing last week after Origin. This is going to be a great game, and the Bunnies are $1.67 favourites, sitting in eighth, and the Broncos are 2.21, sitting in second. I'm going to go well on the. I don't think it's an upset really, but I'm going to go for the Broncos. I'm not with much confidence, but I'm going to go with the Broncos. Just I don't know, just purely on feeling. I think Latrell will be a bit underdone. Um, yeah, I'm taking the Broncos in that one. Moving on to Saturday, Titans up against Roosters. Well, almost full strength for the Titans. Just Tino out with the suspension. AJ's back in. It's a big in. That's a huge in. Campbell's been absolutely fantastic. How are we ever going to fit both of those fantastic fullbacks into this Titans team? I really don't know. Looking at the ins for the Roosters, obviously Tedesco back in. That's a massive in. Fletcher Baker, Corey Allen. Dylan Napa has been nicknamed on the extended reserves bench. Now, mate, I haven't heard. I thought Dylan Napa was still playing over in England. Oh, mate. Things are really not going well if Dylan Napa is getting a late maybe call up in round 21. Um, Look, so much talent across the whole of the Roosters. Manu, Kiri, Smith, Collins, Radley, JWH. Like on paper, this team should absolutely belt the Titans, but don't write off the Titans. I just can't tip the Roosters. Like I dead set cannot tip the Roosters. I'm going the Titans. I don't know. I don't know how the Roosters can get another win. Like they're just gonna have to absolutely turn their season on their head. And I have no faith. AJ coming back in is a big one. I know Tino's missing, but I think the other forwards for the Titans will step up in his absence. Get on the Titans. Moving on to the middle game on Saturday. Another great game. Storm Knights. Knights got a fair bit of confidence over the last few weeks. Their spines looking really, really good together. But the Storm, I mean, as I said in my earlier video this week, Storm is, I feel like they're cantering. I feel like they're not at full tilt yet. I think now that Origin is over, I think you're really going to see some fantastic sort of games from the Storm, and just across the back line, like some of the matchups, like Xavier Coates up against Dominic Young is going to be fantastic. Ponga, Meany, not so much. Maybe Dane Gago up against Justin Olam, that's going to be fantastic. Bradman Best, Remus Smith. Uh, Cam Munster up against Tyson Gamble. I would love to see some absolute sledging going on here, as Tyson Gamble is absolutely famous for. Hastings up against Hughes. The forward packs, like, I mean, look, good players in form for the Knights, but I think the Storm win this comfortably, probably about like 30-10. Yeah, Storm to win that one. The late game on Saturday, Cowboys up against the Eels. Now, this is a great match. It's Country Bank Stadium, and that's the only reason I'm thinking that the Cowboys are favourites. Obviously, RCG, Regan Campbell Gillard suspended for the knee in the back on Chris Randall for the Titans. Drinkwater up against Gustafson. Another massive fullback battle. Absolutely love it. That should be fantastic. Just watching that alone is just going to be just so entertaining. Um, Big forwards. Um, yeah, second rowers. Lots of good players there. Jermaine Hopgood up against Ruben Cotter. Nanai, Sean Lane, Leilua, Cartwright. I mean, I think I'm going to put it down to a Cowboys victory just because of the bench and just two names on the bench. I mean, for the Cowboys is Jason Taumalolo and Jake Granville, both premiership winners coming off the bench. I know they're a little bit later in their careers, but they're still absolutely playing the house down. I think their bench for the Cowboys looks a lot better than the Eels, and also Townsend and Dearden together look a lot better than Moses and Dejan Arce. Val Holmes oh, up against Simonson. Yeah, I just think the Cowboys might have the edge here. Now, I would not be surprised if the Eels win it, but I think home ground advantage, and I think the Cowboys get this. And I mean, it's a very important game for both. Cowboys are ninth, Eels in seventh. Yeah, that's a massive, massive game in the context of the season. Moving on to Sunday now. Couple of games on Sunday. Panthers over the Bulldogs. Cleary's been named to play. Obviously, Toby Sexton's out with a HIA. Just all of the Origin stars back, to be honest. To'o, Martin, Cleary, Crichton. I mean, just stop the fight there. Like, I mean, yeah, Panthers all the way here. Like, I wonder how many points they're going to put on them. Obviously, Toby Sexton looked good. Got HIA is out, but oh, what I really don't like here is they've thrown Kyle Flanagan back in the seven, and I'm not having to go at Kyle Flanagan at all. At all, I think he's good, and I think he's sort of he's come through and he's been sort of playing a little bit of hooker and sort of like that 14 a bit. But now, like you're putting him up against the premiers, and he's going to like get absolutely just dumped on. And I think it's just a bit unfair on Kyle Flanagan. People will be like, "Oh, worst halfback in the comp," just because they got pumped by a full strength Panthers. Like, I really hope that doesn't happen. And I mean, there's money around that Flano's going to be at the Dragons next season playing for his dad, which, I mean, shit, good on him. Definitely Panthers all the way there. Final game of the round. Sharks up against Seagulls. Matt Lodge straight into the Seagulls team. Um, wow, a host of changes for the Sharks. Absolutely huge. Couple on the extended bench that is gives me a little bit of IR raise. Daniel Atkinson looked absolutely fantastic in the trials. Uh, I don't know how another NRL club has not snapped him up. I don't know what his contract is looking like at the Sharks, but he's an absolute gun. Um, Kyle Iro, he played one game last season. There's big raps on him. He's like a 6'1" center, about 22, 23 years old. Probably should be playing a bit more NRL by now. Yeah, I mean, if one of those two guys get a call into the team off the extended reserves, Jake Arthur, extended reserves for Manly. Manly looks really, really good. I just don't want Schuster to play six. Like across the park, Connor Tracy in the centres, that's going to put a bit of spark into the Sharks. It's really, really evenly matched, but I am going to go with the upset here, and I'm the going to take the Seagulls. It's a must win game for the Sharks, but just looking at that team list, I reckon the Seagulls. I mean, it's a must win game for the Seagulls. Like absolutely. Like I think if they lose this game, that's their season done. Sharks probably got a few more chances there to come back into the eight. Yeah, what a round. The first full round in a few weeks. Only the Dolphins with the bye. So let's go with a quick little recap of all my picks. And then I'll go straight into my bet of the week. Okay, first game, Dragons versus Tigers. Of course, I'm going to take my Tigers. Second game of the round, Warriors up against the Raiders, fifth versus fourth. I'm taking the Warriors at home, and my man SJ to probably set up the winning try. Friday night late game, Rabbitohs versus Broncos. Tipping an upset of the Broncos. I mean, Latrell's back, but I really think the Broncos have got this one. Saturday, another upset. Titans over the Roosters. I'm tipping the Titans to beat the Roosters on Saturday. Next game on Saturday, Knights versus Storm. Go on the Storm. Absolutely. The late game on Saturday, Cowboys up against the Eels. Must win game for both these teams, and I'm tipping the Cowboys at home to get the victory. Sunday, two games left. Panthers over the Bulldogs. Full strength Panthers. Probably going to put a big score line. They're $1.04 to beat the Bulldogs, and they will absolutely if they lose this game, it'll be one of the biggest upsets in the history of the game. But Panthers will beat the Bulldogs, and then the last game on Sunday. Must win for the Sharks and the Seagulls. And I'm taking the Seagulls. That's right. Seagulls over the Sharks. They're my tips. Now, my tip of the week if you want to have a punt. Now, I'm putting it on the Rabbits versus Broncos game. Now, I think the Broncos can win, but I think both of the fullbacks will score. So if you do Broncos to win into Latrell Mitchell and Reece Walsh, anytime try scorers, you're getting about 11.50 on that. So chuck a cheeky little 10-20 on that one. Easy money. Remember, I got last week's, so yeah, throw it down. That is my tip of the week. And with that, that is the end of my tip video. Thanks if you made it to the end. Gonna chuck something up on my Instagram and my TikTok very soon. So we're gonna start pumping some people towards this YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. This is Say Less Footy Tips. Peace out. You.